Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I am making a summer top for 2024 using this beautiful cotton from the fabric store. I'm self-drafting and I'm aiming for something with a little bit of a vintage feel, but not exactly vintage itself. Jumping right in with preparing the fabric, I need a front and a back piece that are roughly the same size as each other. So here I'm just getting my fabric folded in half as neatly and as straight as I can, so that I can tidy up the cut edges and have 4 neat sides on each piece. Once the edges are all tidy, you can see my moment of hesitation here before I chop the whole fabric piece in half. Then, to avoid fraying, I am zigzag stitching the non-selvage edges of my fabric. I've folded over the sides of the raw edges, and I'm just going to do the selvage as well, so that when it's all joined together, all my sides and hems are technically already done. It's a nice and simple and lazy way of finishing. This was possibly the easiest top I could have chosen to make for my first time self-drafting. As you can see, pretty much the whole thing is just pinning these 2 pieces of fabric together on my dress form. So the idea is to join it at the top here and here, so that it's this boat neck style, and then down the side here and here. And the reason I folded in all those selvages and edges is so that when I do join it, my hemline is already done. I'm also too lazy to do this inside out like a normal seam. I'm actually just going to stitch straight down through the right side, and it'll have these little flappy bits, which is also why I turned in the selvages, so that when you see this, it's actually already a nice finished edge as well. That's the plan. I then took the pieces off my dress form to make sure I had the stitch lines pinned at the same points on each side. So we have left side, right side and 2 shoulder stitch lines. So in putting it back on my mannequin, I realised that I did actually do these seams outside the normal way, and then the top how I wanted them, but I don't want to go in and unpick that, so we're just going to go with that as the plan now. I've also pinned where I think this neckline should sit, and I think I'm going to go in and try and stitch that back under a bit so that it sits nicely, and I've done the same with the back too, just so that it's not actually, you know, cutting off my breathing. So that's what we're doing now. So because of this shoulder join here, I can't stitch it the whole way, I don't think, so I'm just going to taper in some top stitching to that join along the top front of the neckline and the back neckline, just so that it all stays nice and still. Alright, top stitching added. It went well. It doesn't really want to sit flat, but that's because I've made this a curved front neckline, so there's less folded under here than there is in the middle. But that's okay because my body is 3D and now this is too, so that I think is fine. Okay, so top is done. Couple of lessons. One, when I turned it inside out to measure all my seams and make sure they were all the same lengths and in the same spots, I then pinned it to sew the shoulder joins and then completely forgot what kind of top I wanted to make and did the side seams like a normal side seam too. So now my bits are on the inside, but that's okay. I think it still sits nicely. It still gives that sort of square look that I was going for, and it's only a little cotton summer top anyway, so that's nice and fine. I think if I had been bothered to cut neck facing, this would sit much better. At the moment it sort of wants to sit up and out, and it doesn't really sit too nicely at the shoulder joins either. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of sort of sits almost inside out because I've sort of stretched it on a semi-bias to just top stitch that down. But again, this was all the fabric I had and I did not feel like doing that much work to cut neck facing, so this is what I've got. But I'm happy with it overall. I think it's really cute and I like it. So yeah, that's my little summer top. Hope you enjoyed. Bye!